follow on the upstairs TV.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
All right.
Fuck.
So now that we got that, well, that was really cool. I'm glad that we can do it like this. And people might just come and secretly be watching and freak us all out. I'm like, who the fuck are you?
Just like, cuss them out. Like, hey, this is my crit, dude.
Get the fuck off this channel. that would be really great. Okay, so
my crit, dude. God damn it! I'm just gonna keep this up so I can send you little Twitch comments. Like this.
Oh God. I actually don't even know where to see that. To be honest, I don't even know how to do my whole thing.
Yeah, we had you up here, and there was like our whole like house, because I was like, oh yeah, Brandon has a fucking Twitch, let's check it out. And then Max was like, oh, this is fucking cool, and he's like, I wish Brandon was talking. And I'm like, oh, maybe he just doesn't care. And he's like, oh, well, I'll ask him. And so he like was sending like, hey dude, what are you working on, what's your project? And then he just like never said anything. I'm like, yeah, fuck you, Max.
I don't yeah, fuck you. No, because I'm looking at my own my own screen, so I'll be honest, dude, I am completely illiterate. I have no idea how the fuck to see anything. Okay, so we were talking about combining Aztec temples and Japanese temples, and like we want to do that. So first off, do you have anything for more references that you did this morning or last night?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I got some more references, but I was looking up like water gardens and stuff like that. Nothing. I don't know if me sharing all the references would
really help. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it would just basically be me sharing the pictures that I still don't exactly know how to utilize.
Yeah.
As well.
I mean, I get it.
The starting references that we kind of had, I think that would be good. But if you want, I mean, I could send you over some more. But
it's fine. I mean, I got some of my own that
I had those what is it? The straw wounded. What is that entryway? Big. It's not bow. The ropes. Top left. Mm-hmm. Like that type of stuff is cool. So it's like this is all the same wheel. I mean, we've been working on this project. You know what's up. So yeah, you got all like the important stuff that I'm looking at right now. So
okay. So basically, I'll just work with what we have. So what we were talking about was the shapes present here. More than anything, the Japanese spirit gate. We were discussing things like this. I am going to actually change my brush because you won't see anything if I leave it like that. We were talking about how there's similarities here with the staircase. Right? I mean, like, each staircase, or just really tall, I mean, look, that's so fucking steep. That is indicative of a Mayan temple, if we're going to break it down. One would be stairs. Two, I would say, is the fact that it's a step pyramid. Step pyramids. And then three would be, I'm not sure. I forget what I was actually telling you this morning. But I think it would have to be something like Cyclopean stones. So it would just be stonework. Because all the Japanese stuff, and I won't say all because I'm sure something exists somewhere, but most of the Japanese stuff is wood. Probably as a foundation of stone, but that's not really important. So let's start off, if we were going to just use this reference, if I was just going to do it off the bat, I would start with front view. Front view, because you can build out some pretty cool ideas quickly. I do everything in threes. Off the bat, what I'm seeing here, if we're going to just look at the way it's constructed, and I'm going to erase all this shit so we could actually see it, it's very steep, usually. Pretty steep. So we'll just make it steep. And of course, this is just an example, so bear with me. Another good thing would be, it's kind of like, I think it's like about that tall, maybe about that tall. When we were saying what makes an Aztec pyramid, one one of the other things that I said was like that part there. Now, if you take this part and do that, is that still an Aztec pyramid? I think so. I mean, right? I mean, it still has that main 1, 2, 3 component that we just listed, right? If you take stairs and like I'm basically trying to say how far can we play if you do this? Is that an Aztec pyramid? I mean, I think it still is, honestly. If you add more layers, is that still an Aztec pyramid? Yeah, I think so. So where we can start playing is like if we start adding things like this. Let me actually make my brush a little bigger so we could see it more easily. Okay. Now that, it starts to deviate a little bit in my mind. It doesn't have to mean that I'm necessarily correct. Is that still an Aztec pyramid? I don't know. Kinda, I suppose. It really has all the components. So this is what I mean when we start playing with the concept of it. Because we're not trying to reinvent the wheel, we're trying to make the wheel roll for us. I think it's important to start with the front view and work our way from here. Then we decide what's important. Is it really, really important to see what's on the top of this thing? In which case we would do a top view. Or is it really, really important to do, this is a triangle or a square, so doing a side view really doesn't matter. I mean, it probably should be symmetrical, but but if we were designing something else, if the side is really important, then that's what we would want to do next. So I'm going to just keep this, and we're going to just keep going with this idea here. And I'm just going to build off of it, and I'm going to design a Japanese pyramid. A couple of things that I notice with Japanese stuff, if we're going to do the spirit temple thing, let's make this a little lighter. I think we should use this shape, which is here, and here. And again, something that we can do is, what makes this Japanese? How far can we change that so it's not just Japanese spirit gate? If we look at the Mayan stuff, they have, again, the sharp, steep sides. This is a 3D model, but again, the guy gets it, like tall, steep steps. Like, that's why this feels, even though it's not real, I was pulling this up as an example, I actually like it because he's using the same basic principles. Instead of one box, he's got two. And it's like, well, actually that works. He's got steep staircases, and he's got a step pyramid. So, yeah, that works. I would say, if we take this, and you could do, like, instead of it being wood, it's out of stone. But it doesn't break, like, the shape of the pyramid, so maybe that doesn't work as well. But if you take the pyramid and say, well, what if we did that? And the pyramid is like the pyramid itself is in the shape of a spirit gate. This is all solid stone, but it fills it up like that. And what else does it have? It's got one of those. This, to me, still feels Aztec enough. But, I mean, and then what you can do is, we'll just fill it all in, and I will take a darker color. Then what you can do is come in here, and maybe there's tiny doorways. And within those doorways is more spirit gates. This is where it's bolt-on, but it's not. Because we're making these elements work in the way that is still understandable for Aztecs. Like, this is out of stone. Don't get it mixed, that's out of stone. Another thing we could do is circle. Just to change the shape a bit. Or if we come in and say, actually, what if we did triangle? Is that cool? Like, I don't know. That's where Like, that's pretty cool. I actually kind of like the triangle idea. It could also just be a rectangle, though. It doesn't really matter. It matters and it doesn't. That's not the most important part. The little bits, like how it actually is getting the things that are filling in, like this, that doesn't matter right now. We're just looking at this part.
Which part, the silhouette or the
silhouette and the 1, 2, 3
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
is the silhouette, and that is what we're looking at. But I'll say 100% if number 3 is like, oh, it's the little cloud patterns on all the Japanese shit, then that is not a silhouette, but that is just as important. So moving on. Over here, now that we have that shape, we should copy it over. And I would say that this thing is kind of cool. The pillars. So let's get in there and just, maybe on all the points, there's a pillar. Actually, do that right. On the walkway, they have railings, so maybe we'll just...
Yeah, I also found some cool step pyramid. Let me send you the reference over. It's in like Mexico, but I think this is probably the only different reference that I'm probably going to use with those. You'll see in a second. Has like those the Aztec kind of beasts as like the head just sticking out, which is cool. Like that one rock one. Let me see if I can find. It's like the only reference image. Aztec stone statue. Well, that's not the one. You know that one? Oh, here it is. Fucking dragon or whatever it is.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, okay. Quetzalcoatl, I believe, is what he's called. I actually made a monster based off that image.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that looks a lot like the, if you look up the Bali lion, Indonesian lion. I wouldn't say a lot, but I'd say enough like it. And there's the Japanese oni that looks like it too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's kind of the one of the connections I was able to make, but I feel like like I was saying before that I wasn't too good on getting all those connections, but at least the rice paddy type water system and that one was at least a couple things that I want to implement on the tower. Well, maybe not the water as much. Well, the water could be cool. Maybe those like pipes, like the cut bamboos, and then like the water drips out of those. That might be more in the throne room. But a lot of these, this whole like idea of the kingdom actually fits a lot of what I wanted to do originally. And so I don't know. Like I was kind of drifting away from that, and then you're like, well, why don't we just? I mean, you just kind of brought it back, and that's where most of my project is in the first. But I don't know how I keep
drifting away.
Yeah, I keep doing it. Like, well, I got to make it cool, and then it's just not the same. You know, it's not the same project anymore.
No, and I think that you get excited about some other thing that you found, and I mean that's fine. It makes sense, and then it's just like whoosh, and then you're gone. So let me do another one. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this idea of having it 2. But what if instead of 2 we do 3? Because again, everything is better in 3s. Literally, the world is better when it comes in sets of 3s. And in fact, my birthday this year, I will be 3 to the 3rd power. So I just want to reiterate that again because I felt so smart for saying that. So and what if we have smaller spirit gates up on the top?
You're about to get some math themed birthday presents, dude.
Oh
Maybe
boy!
the third tower. Brandon loves math, dude.
Oh, I do. Math is the best. Okay. So here I'm just doing another idea. Again, we're using the basic this, and we're using this and that, right? This is actually really important for this design. What I'm doing is, again, we're sticking to the 1, 2, 3 things that we chose for this design, and I am breaking it down where this is important because of this level. This has a platform there. There's a platform there. This is the front view, so you can't really see that because it's flat. But what if we do something to fuck with the shape of the temple? And we say that there is some type of stairs for just those, and here is another temple. Now this is where like the Aztecs did not do this. So this one is more forward in space than these, right? Because it's further down the temple.
Right.
And you could start like, again, it's not much, but you don't have to do much to make it cool. We're repeating the 3 for 3 doorways. Not that that's the most important thing, because it's not. And then let me look at this and see what else we can extract from just this one image. There is an overhang. That's actually maybe something we can use. I'm going to pull this out. And I mean, like, I'm sorry, not an overhang. A roof. There's a roof. And it's not on fire. If we take this and add a roof, I'm making this very big as far as temples go. This is a huge kind of complex. And here we can do, maybe they have a little bit of wood on the facade.
So all the structures and everything have been all stone so far?
Yep.
We haven't touched on any wood, really? Okay.
Nope, no wood yet, just stone. But now I'm saying, what if the entryways are like, this is so messy. Oh no. Oh god, I've ruined it. No, we'll just make it a little more clean so it's easier to understand. And I'm just like failing. Woo. Let's just do like that. And all I'm indicating right now is that there is some type of roof. And again, like maybe there's some really cool stuff like this, all this fun shit, but we don't need it right now. Right now we're just trying to figure out this.
Yo, quick side comment.
Uh-huh.
Does Tolu play Magic?
I don't know if he does now, but he might have before.
Yeah, if I or when I come down there, would you guys be down to play some Magic if I brought like some commander decks?
I'm sure that we would be down to do anything. If Toli's there, I'm sure he would love to.
Well, you just said you're like, so far it might just be us 3. So
well, I invited Toli, and I don't know if he can come or not. He's moving to Canada.
Oh, when is that? Where does he live now?
Australia.
Oh shit. Well, that's way closer.
It's way closer, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do anything after his move. Right?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's coming.
So if we do like that, and all I'm saying is there's steps, and then it's like you can do a couple. When I'm saying sketches, sometimes like, oh Matt, give me like 10 sketches. I mean like 10 of these until you run out of ideas. They don't have to be like crazy detailed. And we can just look at them and be like, well, each of these has like their own unique thing. And if you imagine like a scene where you have like a temple, right? And then there's like a river or something. And there's like a boat or I don't know, a person. Wow, look at that temple. Like that's what we're trying to go for. Nothing important, nothing big, but this is the most important part. This is the cake that you're going to put icing on, whatever. But let's just say we pick one, okay? Again, like let's say that you can't think of any other ideas. It's a step pyramid, Brandon, I only got 2. Okay, fine, bitch. Fine. But like that's cool. We'll do this instead. We'll just come in here, we'll take this. Oh, don't you sass me, computer. We'll take this part, copy it, paste it, drop it down, and like we'll do this now. Now that we're here, let's work on this. What makes a spirit gate a spirit gate? And this is when I started to do like let's get in there and just repeat the triangular shapes, and maybe like the entrance is triangular. Like, is that Aztec? I don't know. Does it have to be? Maybe not. Right? And like you just do a couple like that. And I'm like, you know what though? Like this is just there's only got the one. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. Let me find some more. So let's drop it in there and take a peeker, and we'll just say Japanese spirit gate temple. Keywords, Google, just guide me. And when I'm looking here, like, let's see if there's any other, oh, it's got to be that thing. Wow. It could only be like that because each piece has a fucking name. That is Japanese. Sorry if I'm being offensive. But realistically, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot more besides that shape. I mean, like that's it, you know? Oh no, what do we do? What do we do now? What do we do now? Well, I would say the only thing that we can do now is to try to think of something on our own. So if we're gonna design for this worldscape, if we're gonna design spirit gates, this is for gates. What makes a gate? It's got a horseshoe. One of those shapes. Like you got to be able to like walk through it. It has to have that. And that says that it's got 2 pillars and like that. Then it has an embellished shape. And what I'm referring to is the top of it. If this is the spirit gate, it's got a special shape here. Like that top part. This is the embellished shape on top, right? Mm-hmm. It's gotta have that. It's gotta have some kind of fancy special shape. And then 3. What else can it be? Oh, it's got a symbol. This part. Some kind of that's another embellished shape on an embellished shape. If we stick to those 3 elements for anything else we design, theoretically, it'll still be a spirit gate. Since that's what we're defining as a spirit gate. So let's just start off with this. And like everything I'm doing, like this is not like this is the way to do it, Matt. Like I don't fucking know. So the regular spirit gate has got. Hold on, Lisa. What is that? What is that you're cleaning with? Did you spray anything? Febreze? I smell cleaner in this house, and I like it filthy. It smells bad, sorry. Candle? Okay, alright. I'm gonna have a headache. I don't know what it is. I love you so much. It's disgusting. Alright. So I am. It's everyone in the world just heard that. I have got 3 people watching. Me, myself, and I, and then Matt. So
yeah, I've got 2 over here. I've got the big screen and
then okay. Excuse me. No, something got sprayed in here, and I mean, it was just like Febreze.
What are you cleaning with?
What are you cleaning with? You whore! How dare you clean my house? So right now in the Spirit Gate, we got this. We got that, and then we got that shape, right? What happens if we just flip it upside down? Whoop. Okay. I mean, like, it's kind of dumb. How about no? How about no? That didn't work for me. I mean, it's not the worst idea, but what if we make it really, really crazy? That still works. And what if we add another layer? It's kind of cool. I'm kind of down with that. When you're working front view, because if you're not being very careful of what you're doing, it's easy to just duplicate half of it and then mirror it. Unless it's supposed to be asymmetrical. When you're doing buildings, I find that it should be symmetrical. Cool. This is just supposed to signify something like that. I know what it means. You'll know what it means. For the children watching at home, they might not. What if we actually add another, like, bit on top of that? That's still working for me. Still cool. Again, like, this whole thing, like, there's no real plan right now. I'm just looking at it. I'm just sticking to the way I said I was going to design, which is the 1, 2, 3 process. Besides that, like, what am I thinking right now when I'm doing this or whatever? I'm not thinking of much. I'm just trying to honestly make it look interesting. That is already kind of interesting to me. Sometimes, if it's like you hit a wall, let's just pretend that, well, I wanted like 10 of these, but I got fucking like 2. I don't know, man. Like, I guess I guess I'm done. Instead, that's okay, because what I'm going to do is... Did you just message me? Oh, it was Anatoly. Anatoly messaged me.
Speaking of the devil.
Yeah, jeez. Oh, God. He's watching. Like, another third person comes on. I see you in chat. Oh.
Fuck Magic, dude. Tell
Fuck
that kid
Magic.
I'll never play Magic.
You're a bitch. It's just like, oh, God. So, let's say that we can't think of another one. That's fine. Let's just work with these 2. And make each of them unique. So, like, again, that tie shit. That's still Japanesey. And then here, what if we raise the pillars all the way through? And then do the rope. Like that. That's kind of cool. And up here we do...
Oh, that's cool.
And they got little ones. Maybe this one has... That's not really enough to change the shape of it. That's not enough to change the shape, but it's kind of cool. Because now we're not really like designing something brand new. We're just trying to design like a spirit gate that we can use for these designs. Okay, so we got a couple that are like interesting. When I'm talking about spikes, again, it's the motion that you're creating the spikes. That's exaggerated, but it's not the boop. I mean, boop. Little chubby spike. Now we can apply some stuff like this. So let's just pretend that we've settled. Great work, team. We can pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin. And I don't want to shrink them all, but I guess it's fine. We're just going to merge it all. And we're just going to shrink it up. I need to figure out how to respond to my chat on my feed, dude. When
Can you see it now?
No, I don't know where to even look, to be honest. And now that you brought it up, it's in the back of my head, just nagging at me.
Like, I mean, what if you like click? Can you click like theater mode? I've never done. Never.
I clicked on my stream, and I'm like watching my stream. I'm not watching my stream from a home perspective, because when I click my little face, channels and videos, Twitch Prime, connections, it just takes me to like settings. So it's not really like, and then if I click, oh, okay, channel, or maybe creator dashboard, stream information, 2 viewers, Max Relaxed is following, pick a live channel to raid. It doesn't say like, you know what I mean, like where. It has a video preview chat. Welcome to the chat room. Oh, Nani, you're Young Die Gold. Young
Diego Gold, dude.
Wow, I could see it. Look at that. Nani. Hold on. Nani. Oh my word, okay. So cool. Now, dude, that just I feel so much better. I can focus again. Let's do a top view.
Is it easy to check, or do you have to keep clicking on it to like?
No. I'm just watching the chat now, and it shows me. Yeah, because I couldn't figure out how to get there. Cause I'm a retard. So let's do a top view. Let's say that we're gonna settle on it, right? Or let's say that we're not settling on it, but there is some elements that only the top view can show. This is what I was talking about in the beginning, where it's like, oh, well, the front view just doesn't show this area, right? It just doesn't show it, so.
Are you talking about still just like a top-down?
Top-down, basic,
top
yep.
Down? Okay.
Like we don't have to get crazy right now. We don't have to just go 0 to 60. The basic step pyramids, right? I'm just duplicating my square because surprise, I'm fucking lazy, bitch. And now I don't actually know how it's constructed, but I'm making design choices right now. As I'm talking to you, we are making choices. Look at the amount of distance between some of the steps.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why I'm doing that. Because why not? This guy. Why not? Like, fucking, I can't tell you. Okay, so if we're doing the original one, the 3 elements were that I need this color, thank you. Is it has one of those puppies on top, right? It's got steep steps. I make my steps larger as they go down. Not really necessary, I think. And then it's stepped. So that is all you need to make it an Aztec pyramid. And again, Aztec pyramid versus step pyramid, where's the differences? Doesn't really matter. One thing, just because you commented just a top view, and I want to like touch on that again. one thing to keep in mind. Sorry, I was listening. I thought someone was at the door. One thing to keep in mind is I prefer not to immediately jump to the image you sent me, because the image that you sent me here. Let me just open up the original. Oh god, Discord just cannot work with you, you know? Okay. This one. The reason why I don't just immediately jump to this is because what is special about it? We've got our 1, 2, and 3. Like, there's actually nothing special about this pyramid. Got your steps. It's got all the basic building blocks that we were discussing. What's special is all this little shit. All these little things. This is special. These things behind it are special. The pyramid itself, though, is just the pyramid. And we're not at that point where we're doing all the little things. The only other thing that I'd say is really like special about this is this part here. The platforms. That is not on a regular pyramid. And it's enough of an element that it stands out to me. So if we were going to do a side view and we were going to draw this, we would just draw like that. I suppose this one even has it up here, though, if I'm going to be fair. Like that. So I am going to take a minute to reply to my mom. She's texting me right now like crazy. And I would like for you to ask me any questions that you have right now.
Let me think of some.
If you don't have one, that's fine. But if you have anything at all standing out.
No, nothing like on the tip of my tongue. I know I will have questions. I mean, just
Okay, that's
probably
fine.
when I'm designing, you know, I'll probably run into some stuff. You're explaining it makes sense as it being,
Okay.
you know,
As
in front of me.
As long as it's like making sense right now, that's fine.
Oh, yeah.
As long as we're good, feel free at any point to be like, wait a minute, I have a question. It's Mr. And I'm like, okay, yes, it's Matt. So let's do a top view. And we could start doing things like, okay, well, how about this is the front? Why is that important? Because of the shapes. If we say this is the front, that's where the staircases are, then we have maybe like that for this spirit gate thing. Maybe pillars overextend a bit. And what else did we put on them? Oh, they got those. I think we could even use one more almost square layer. Not on purpose, but I'll take it. That is a Bob Ross happy accident. Okay. All right. And something like that for these things. And then there's pillars on each of these. This is not necessarily the most important designy phase. Why am I spending time doing it? Because when I go to draw it, or if I go to build it in 3D, I already have, wow, look how lazy my squares got at the end. I already have a basic floor plan that I can work from. One issue that I've noticed when, and I'm bringing up you specifically, one issue that I've noticed that you have is an issue that I had before, where if it's not drawn or you don't have it in that angle or we don't know what it looks like, then we can't draw it. So I can't design it because I have no idea. Making a floor plan that is detailed enough to understand it is super helpful for me. If I was doing more of this for this specific one, I would also say showing off elements that maybe are not visible. Again, if we're going to do our 1, 2, 3 just to build a temple, what's our 1, 2, 3 for a design for this temple? Like, what's the temple's function? And that's where these references come in. Not important, but like really cool to the overall feeling, the overall design of the temple. One thing that we've talked a lot about is water. So real quick, let me just do these stairs. And then here will just be big stairs, big boys stairs. That is, I believe, not the right angle. It doesn't matter. And then here again is a break. So the stairs are here, like this. And like this. Okay. This is our general stair shape, which gives us this gap, which this gap is not really visible, right? From the front view. That would be like here, that temple. What if that's not a temple? What if it's like a square? And what we can do as well is we could take this piece. This is the way I design buildings. Again, I don't know if it's good or not. And something, because when we're designing, it's like you're not, and when you're working on a portfolio, I wouldn't even say it's different. If I was judging someone's portfolio, I would see if they're doing stuff like this. Like, show me that you're thinking, show me that you're trying to share something important. So from here, like that, that's what we're basically doing, like a magnified view. I'm just saying, if you were given a document and you're like, oh, these temples have water gardens. Oh, okay, water gardens, great. Then I should take the time to say, look, I thought of where the water garden goes. Like, you're just telling whoever you're working for that you kind of know what the fuck you're doing, which I think is important. So let's just say that this is a temple entrance. Here's a wall. Let's make this a little lighter even. Again, we're doing floor plans here, and we're going to do that. So maybe here and here are the pillars, and over the whole thing is another one of those spirit gates. And then what do we have? In the front, we had like that, because it's the top-down view. And it looks like this. Actually, that wouldn't really be like that in a top-down view, would it? It'd just be like that, with like a line to delineate it. Okay, and what if we're saying here is actually like, and again, this is as much or as little as you want of detail. So we're going to erase the part that goes over the top of it, because we're going to look through it like an X-ray. And there's some shape. And here is, again, because you're designing it and it's how you're thinking, it can be however makes sense to you. I think I did that the wrong way, actually. You come in and you walk through it, so the water needs to be here. And it's something like that. And maybe there's like a little bridge over the water. And we're going to say that this is like flowing. And like that's as much detail because we don't want to get caught up in this. We're saying that this is an altar. to like a water god. Water goddess. And this is a water garden. And it's just a small sketch, and it's here, here, and here. And this part you would maybe just draw like the overall like something. Now the reason why this is not selling a concept. This is like you put on your Instagram for like what purpose, right? It doesn't help anything in terms of like someone's gonna look at it and be like, oh yeah, let me just beat off to your work. But what it is gonna do is it's gonna help you when you go to draw it in a scene. Then when you have all of your ideas, or I should say all of your potential ideas, because like maybe we don't use it, it puts it all down on paper. You drew it. It's not just here anymore. We put it here. And to me, if I was an art director, I would say, okay, great. I actually really like the way the triangle feels. And again, you could do like circles. Oh, wow, the circles, that's really hot. And I'm like, you know what? I think this triangular thing over here is great, and the water garden is perfect. And then I would say to you, why don't we maybe have like water coming down these steps? And there's like little tiny water gardens down the stairs. Wow, I didn't think about that. Perfect. Like to me, and again, like I don't know. I only know like my own experience and only know what I would like. But as an art director, that's the way I would like to work, and I'd say, great, let's go ahead and do more of that. Now, and again, this is not like your homework like right now would be to do all of that. Now that we have like, oh, we're going to choose this, and we're going to choose this, and we're going to put it here. Now we can go ahead and build a scene where I would say you can even just take this temple here, right? And draw over the top of it. Draw your shit like on it. In perspective. So, if I was going to do that, I don't know if you have this program or not, but I'm going to pretend like you do. This is Sketchbook. And I have Sketchbook Pro, which was the best money I ever spent.
Okay.
Which, right?
Isn't it? I think it's free now. Sketchbook Pro is just like free.
Is it? Okay, that's cool. Oh, I didn't sign in. That is an issue. Because I don't have the free trial. I have the big boy trial.
So maybe it's not free.
I'll just give me 1 second here, and I'll just sign in real fast, off screen, so no one can look. Poop. Wow, if I have to like try to find my password, that's just yikes. Okay, that didn't do it. That didn't do it for me.
You just talking about the perspective tool on there, or is there
I was, but I was gonna show you like how I do it.
Like drop that other one in and find the.
And find it, yeah. I mean, basically, maybe I'll save that. Maybe I'll save that for our next go because we want to do all this first. But like what I just did here, I would do for like each building.
Right.
And so if something that we could think of it is if the most important part of your city is the temple or the castle or whatever it is, then you want to design that first. We're gonna work with this, design all this up, and then after we say, okay, it's that, and we're gonna put it up there, and we're gonna have a water garden. Once that's settled, right? Like once we have it, then we could start. If you're just comfortable to go ahead and draw it, then we could just go ahead and draw it in the scene. But I would say, like, if we were going to, I'll just come in, I'll just draw it here. Fuck it. If we were going to use this. because I'm just saying to use this because the angle is good. Actually, I quite enjoy the angle. Um, then what you would do is again just basic perspective over it. That's probably too extreme. It doesn't really matter for this. I would draw it over like that. And then what we can do once you've reached like this level, because sometimes we notice that we were having trouble getting things in perspective properly. Once you've blocked it in with your sketch, then what we can do is we can cut in and say, okay, this is a scene right there. And we would cut in and then just really start like honing it in.
Yeah.
Right now we're ready to, and you can be ready to do that sooner. You can be ready to do that later. If you already know exactly what you want to draw, then we can just start off the bat. But I think the problem that we have a lot right now is like you don't know what to draw.
Yeah.
We don't know what to pick up on or how to do it. So then we can get in and do that, and then it's like, okay, great. Now we've reached like the next level. We're not just gonna jump straight to that because it's like, I don't know. I guess I'll put that part. Ooh, I'll take one of these and just drop it on there. And that's like what we're doing now. Like, ooh, God, we gotta rush because I gotta like post it on Instagram. I'm teasing, but like that is the feeling that comes across. But now we can then, okay, let's cut in some more. And obviously this is all pixelated. But let's say that this is the scene. And what I would do from here is I'll save that out for you. I'll save it out so we're not like, and we're saying that this is in Matt's Mushrooms. Sorry for the break in what I was saying. This is very unprofessional. And we're doing.
You hit him with the thing and so forth.
Yeah, and so forth and so forth and so on. And we're just done here. Aztec, Japo. That is actually probably a racist term that I wouldn't know.
Yeah, that just feels wrong.
It feels wrong.
Fucking Aztec Japo.
Aztec Japo. That's what we're doing. Oh my God! Did he just say what I think he said? He did. Yeah. So we come here and we just say, "Here's the scene." I'm not sure if you ever did this before, but we're just gonna like make a bunch of scenes. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, have you done this in your lifetime?
Yeah, sure. I always get to like 2/3 and then have the whole rest of the page, and then I'm
blank.
Just like,
Yeah. No. It's fine. Like it happens, for sure. Excuse me. Wow, I just like spit on myself like a fucking animal. So we're gonna do that though. Okay. Because you have a floor plan. And once you have that floor plan, and we say we're going to do that scene, then what we can do, again, because you don't have to just exclude Brando, you can involve me in all stages of this magical process. Sorry, I got something stuck in my throat. I could say, Matt, here is your frame, dude. I want this, and I want us looking like that. I want this, and I want us looking like that. I want here, and I want us looking like that. And then what we can do is say, okay, he wants it like this, looking at this. He wants this, looking at that. And then you could say, oh, these are all the things that are in the scene. And then this is where it gets easier, because then we just come down to the scene and we're like, okay, in that scene it was this, there was 2 stairs and the building, and then like more up there. And this is actually kind of hard. I don't know how to design this. I only drew one of these fuckers. That's not enough for me to do. Brandon Maybe you draw really fucking cool stairs or something because you understood that, and this part you don't know. So then we'll take it, and we'll go back to this, because this might take you a while the first time you do it, but it'll be faster later. We'll come back to it, and we're like, okay, now let's do a couple of these. What does that look like? Maybe it's like this. Maybe it's like this. Let's figure it out. And then once we figure it out, we could take it and then pew, plop it in there, because we understand that in this scene, we want it to be like this is our shot. Let me do a different color. Very sorry about that. I'm allergic to bullshit. This is our scene, this is our window, and we want it here. So we're going to turn the camera and we're going to place it right there. You see what I mean? Like, we're going to spend time over each step, and maybe like this part of the process will take you 2 days. But like, or it'll take you 2 hours. But it's important. And I think this whole thing is more important than anything we've done so far, than just pumping it out. Because I would just let it go, because we got to figure out the kinks in our process. Excuse me. But I think something that we're needing to like hone in on.
Well, yeah, I like this, and I mean from the beginning I've liked the idea of like the structure, not the, and I'd say I like the idea just because I know I'm not the best at following it.
Yeah.
But this to tackle the insane kingdom. And I kind of like, you know how I had that one with the tree that's drawn pretty cool, and the rest is just empty. I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. And this actually
this
helps,
how you get there.
I'm like, I can at least define the main step pyramid, get a little bit of something out of that, and then from then I can branch around and do like, all right, they're gonna have like a big garden, and then I can kind of just do the rest of the island from there, because right now I've just been trying to do it all at once, which, you know,
right, just trying to one shot, one kill like a sniper. The other thing is
I like this is like a step pyramid week or 2 weeks or whatever. That's cool. And then we already have my throne room is pretty much already on the right track.
Exactly. So if you reference like Japanese thrones, Aztec thrones, and then we start adding those elements into it, we can understand it and define it. And that's why I'm saying referencing is like the most important thing. But another thing on top of it is we're saying architecture right now, because architecture has been a real sore spot for you. But this process, like what we're doing right now, this is not just architecture. You could do this for your samurai. You could do this for your warriors. Everything can be done like this. I would say the most important thing when I'm designing is not to overestimate my abilities. And the problem is, like, I'll speak very modestly, like, oh, I don't really know what I'm doing, or I'm not sure how to figure it out. But my actions say otherwise. Like, I'll just jump off the deep end, and then I'm saying like me, but I'm also talking like you. It's just like, boom, I'll just draw a whole city. Fuck it. But like, you might say, I don't know what I'm doing, but then you're saying, like, through your actions, like, you're acting like you know exactly what you're doing. So it's like, I do that all the time. So I need to do this, because otherwise I'm going to be drawing a city or a temple that is just piecemeal and doesn't look well thought out. And I'm going to be in trouble with myself later, because I'll be shitting on it. Like, wow, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Piece of shit artist. I can't fucking figure this out. But when really I'm just not following procedure. And this works for me. So if we were doing like samurai armor or something, then we would be like, okay, so there's armor over a torso that fits like this general shape, and then it has rounded edges, and they've got more than one piece. And, oh, there's buckles. The buckles are really important. And the buckles are on each side, and then they hook over. And we would design the armor like that, because once you have that, again, a new armor design or a new helmet design, front view, side view, whatever, again, you can work. A really great tool is, I'm opening it up again. I'll figure it out later. But for now, the for free tools are fine for this example. Here, if we're going to be doing like the Oni helmets or whatever, it actually makes a lot of sense to do this. and just say, okay. Let's do our Oni mask.
Is there a reason to not do the Photoshop
You
version?
can. I like
just
this
like
because I just think it's faster, to be honest. That's just me though. If you like working in Photoshop, then you can work in that. But something like whatever really works for you, um, to get out like some cool shape language for your helmets and stuff. Like honestly, it's like whatever is just working for you. And then I like doing like eyebrow things and like whatever. And then you just take that and you say, okay, that goes here for the helmet. And you could do the armor in there too. You can use Photoshops. I just find the brushes actually are really nice for sketching. On if I'm actually if I'm sketching, I like sketching in especially stuff like what we were just doing. Instead of holding down shift, you can do 1 point perspective, and then you can sketch out front view, side view, and stuff really fast because it draws perfect lines up and down. And you can mirror them too, which I enjoy. Besides that, though, you can do this with armor. You can do this with characters, everything. As soon as you like, I just act like I don't know anything, get a bunch of reference, and as soon as I start drawing, it's like, well, I don't know what the fuck the stairs look like. Then I go and get some references of stairs, and I draw some stairs out until I figure it out, and then I apply that to the design. So yeah, that's basically it. So like for right now, I think let's focus on the temple or the castle or whatever it is, and get that figured out. And once we have that, then we can just proceed on to the next bit and start doing the scenes, because you want to end up with scenes, right? I mean, that was this would be, in my opinion, the best way, because we're setting up like camera shots. And if you were to do it in what's it called? If you were to do it in 3D, you could easily just block out something in 3D and then move your camera around. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I did when I worked at that little game.
Right, yeah, that's right.
They had me build a whole bunch of just like, I mean, I didn't know what I was doing in 3D, but I built it just to have the general shape to twist around.
Yeah. And once you set that shot up, and again, that was just setting up shots, and you did some design work. But when you're doing like more heavier design work, then you could like say, okay, I don't know what the fountain looks like. Then you figure out the fountain stuff and plug it in. And this can take as long or as little time as you want, because you know just as much as I know what happens when you or I cut corners. And it's like, well, I can cut the corners on the stairs. They can just be fucking square stair blocks. Like, I don't have to design that. Just skip it. But as soon as we start doing that for everything, horns on dragons or like the frills, then they all have the same horns. Then it's like, well, I need to look at something else because I don't have enough knowledge.
Yeah.
I don't have enough like reference. That's it though. Do you have any questions about it?
No, that's a FCD course in itself right there, man.
Oh my god, shut your mouth. So I'm going to stop recording and stop streaming.